fun. Okay. So you are playing me Vietnam Capriccioso, and Bach. All right, let's get it started. You just play me through the, Vietnam first, and then we work on it.
I want to play the Bach.
Oh, you want to play Bach first?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. Play the Bach first. Okay, I thought you were gonna play the first saraband, but you're playing the number 6 saraband, right? The very last one. Okay. Um, do you know? Have you ever seen this? Is transcribed for violin? It's an old treble clef. It's very fun, right? So I can play on violin, and then I can play the whole thing, fingerings and points on viola, so it will sound just like the alto clef. So since I couldn't find my viola music so quickly, so I'm just using this music for you. All right, so you are playing Bach without a vibrato. Why? Or I mean, it's intentional, right? You're doing that for your. I know, say like the old style. I mean, they didn't vibrate at the time, but can you do that with a vibrato? Let's see, how it comes out. Okay. Okay, even that chord, that like second finger and third finger, it should be like crossed. We call it a tritone. It's in music theory, is the most attractive dissonant ever. Like Bach used to, use a dissonant chord into like resolution consonant. It's like in process. In order to do that, you have to use the first finger, both string down, and then 3-2. In that way, you can have a support from the first finger, and you can vibrate much more comfortably. So, can you vibrate on that note? Yeah. So, in these days, not many people play Bach without a vibrato. It's very difficult to play without a vibrato. If you play like a normal vibrato, and it's like at that time, they were not using all colorful, clothing. I mean, nobody could afford the colorful, clothing, right? But these days, look at her. She's wearing very beautiful, very sophisticated color. Like it's sort of a greenish jacket, right? She's wearing it. But at the time, they didn't even see the colorful clothing at the time. So elaboration means like you use a very fancy color, right? It's much better to use a vibrato. So try to do the very beginning again, and can you play not down, down, but maybe start with the up bow and down bow and down bow and up. I mean, use a normal process, normal bowing. Up bow first or down bow first, doesn't matter. So, not, if you do the down, down, it has some pause in between the note, right? But let's do it the normal way, okay? Okay, like right here, can you do that slur, Mr. Bro? So this is tritone. Okay. All right. Instead of doing, but like 3 and 4, and then sustain on that this note. So, okay. All right, you did this by itself, but can you do it? This is amen chord. Okay, amen chord. So can you sustain into the bottom note, including? So this note should be separate, but this should be together harmonically. It works that way. So bottom by itself, C string bottom by itself, but put this together. Okay, try that. So prepare put down the third finger and stay still there, and insert the second finger in between the note. So it's much more attractive harmonically. That's it. It technically, it requires a little bit of adjustment. It's not so difficult, but it's much more attractive for modern years. If those people who's playing without a vibrato, and even they use a very short bow, and they use a very gut string and a short fingerboard, and they try to wear the old country style. But if they're not vibrating, the audience ear is not suit to get used to it, because audience, we are looking for a colorful vibrato, much more tasteful food, instead of all time they eat nothing but the rice with maybe just a little bit of a vegetable. But these days, you go to like a supermarket and there are tons of millions of food you can eat, right? So let's use some modernized color, modernized fingering, and modernized harmonics things. Okay, let's go on. I know it's very difficult. Playing string instrument requires a lot of bow control and a lot of vibrato controls. Slow down means you have to concentrate on the sound first. That's why playing slow piece is much more difficult than the fast one. It's like, beginners, Suzuki Book 1, they do all kinds of like a lot of bow and very fast bow, because even they hold the bow like this and do this, beginners. But if you're advanced, you have to be controlled with like a index finger and pinky to use all the connection in between the degrees. It's like, here it's very easy to control. Here is very easy to control. But violin and viola, we are doing this angle. It's very difficult. Cello is easy. My brother is a cellist, and I always call him cello is very easy. That's why you're making living with playing cello. He's angry at me because I call him cello is easy. But it's true. Playing viola is the most difficult. Playing violin is like a baby, very easy, technically. But technically, it's very heavy. My viola is a 16 and a half, very, large and heavy. Under your chin, and the holding is very difficult and very long, lengthwise, a lot longer than violin. And it requires a lot more vibration. It requires more pressure of the bow, and holding itself is very difficult. So it's much more challenging. But at the same time, we are very close to the voice, human voice, and we can steal from the cello repertoire, we can steal from the violin repertoire. So we are in the middle, so we can have a lot broader, range of repertoire. So we are blessed. But problem is, not many people are working hard to be a soloist. There should be many more viola soloists should be. We have very limited, soloists. But I think the Chinese people, like yourself, and I see the other, boy, with a big arm and a long, fingers. You're, much more beneficial, and you have a better potential than, I'm sorry to say this, but you have a much more advanced than girls, The boys, we are, I have a long arm and a long fingers, so, I can play a lot easier. Understand? So I'm not gonna say, longer than that, but the thing is, playing Bach is the foundation of your degree of technical ability. If you can play Bach well, like people say, oh, his Bach is very good, that means you are very good. If you don't, people don't say, oh, your Bach is not good enough. That means your other repertoire cannot be, as good as Bach. So if you can play Bach well, that means your foundation is very strong. But in order to play Bach well, you have to play the very good vibrato. You have to play right in tune, like left hand, and you have to control the pressure of the bow, speed of the bow, and of course the proportion, which is like a placement. Like when you play the close to the finger bridge, it should be very light. When you play, I get the other one. When you play close to the fingerboard, it should be very light. when you play close to the bridge, it should be much more with the pressure. So I call it placement. So sounding point, we call it. Sounding point, pressure, and speed. These three elements is the foundation of Bowen. That's what Dorothy Miss, we call it Miss Dorothy Delay. She's very good at, analyzing bow technique. But I insist that bow technique is much more simpler than left hand. Left hand is 99% of your requirement of a technique ability. So that means if you want to study high level technique, you need to challenge Paganini stuff. And plus foundation of Bach. So if you are champion of a Bach, if you are champion of a Paganini, that means you are soloist. It's as simple as that. Even for pianist, if you can play the Goldberg, variation by memory, it's like as good as Yun Chan Lim. Your foundation is very good. Even Yun Chan Lim said after winning the gold medal like 2 years ago, his dream is to play the Bach Goldberg variation. So as soon as he won the competition, he played the complete Goldberg variation. His dream is to go back to the strong foundation. So he's doing still a lot of practicing on Bach. So if you can play the complete list, I'm talking about the pianist, complete list repertoire, complete Bach repertoire, your basic is very strong. So for us, Paganini Caprice, in between, maybe you can do Isai sonatas, you can do some Wieniawski sonata, and you can be like doing a lot of other repertoires in between. Okay, let's go back to Bach. Bach was born in long time ago, he lived only 65 years of his life, and he died 1750. That's like 6 years before Mozart, right? But thing is, Leopold Mozart is the father of Amadeus Mozart, right? Amadeus Mozart learned how to play the violin instrument from his father. So Leopold Mozart was the very first music history violin teacher, and he wrote down how to play violin. That's the very famous one. But thing is, playing Bach is the most difficult scale. Playing scale is playing Bach. It's as same as, playing Bach equals playing scale. For piano, it's the same thing. The variations of what do you call that? Or 24 of invention, right? For pianist. It's a scale, full of scales, right? All keys, right? Isn't it true? For pianist, playing all invention of a Bach is playing all keys of possibility of so same thing with the Bach. If you can play the complete Bach cello suite plus complete violin 6 sonatas and partitas, that means your foundation is as good as it can be. And if you can try Paganini Caprices plus using Isai unaccompanied sonata, that means your technical ability is as brilliant as it can be. So I'm talking about in big picture. If you want to make $100,000 per concert, you want to become like a soloist, like a Yun Chan Lim. That means you have to practice at least 10 hours a day from now on. That requires that much of a hard work. So if you have 10 hours, let's say 4 hours in the morning, 4 hours in the afternoon, 4 hours in the evening, like 4 times 3 is 12 hours, right? For Yun Chan Lim, it's a piece of cake. He does every single day, even now. It's like the same thing as those construction workers. They work 12 hours every single day for 50 years, 60 years until they die. Compared to that, construction workers, they work, like crazy, heavy stuff, right? But for us, we can sit down and comfortably, and we can drink waters in between, practicing. So what we need to do is, set a goal. I want to practice 4 hours of scale in the morning. I want to play 4 hours of a Bach in the afternoon. I want to practice 4 hours of a Paganini stuff. So all these 3 foundation, if you do that for, let's say, you do it for 6 months, for now, because, your goal can be short range and, middle, and then maybe for long term. So short and middle term and long term. So you have to plan out, how do you want to become a successful violist, and you have to really focus on in big picture. And then for now, if you want to practice, let's say 12 hours for 6 months, that's a big project, isn't it? Have you ever practiced 12 hours a day? Maybe not, right? So maybe for 6 months you do that. I mean, even that is a very, burden, very heavy. So try, let's say, 1 week. This week, I want to just, eat and practice. Just 1 week. You try that and do foundation work morning, afternoon, and evening. So start with the scales and Bach and Paganini. It's as simple as that. If you want to have very simple mind, simplify everything. If you want to win something, you just do the, direct focus on the attack. Attack is the best defense, you know that? If you're going to win the war, you need to keep on attacking, right? Attacking means practicing, right? Practice your mind. And let's go back to the, not the very beginning, but let's see the double bar. After double bar, let's do the same thing, like same bow stroke from here, right there. Okay, can you do the slow first and then let's do instead of you sounded like that, bro. That's original, because you cannot ignore the slur, because what I have is very recorded edition. Recorded edition is based on the original manuscript. So slur means slur. If you have a separate note, that's what Bach wanted, because rhythmically slur note is the rhythm, and if you have a separate note, that's like half of the rhythm. So if you do that, that's rhythm is the bum bum bum. But if you do, that means tra da pop. See, different rhythm. Okay. So like, what edition do you have? What edition? The publisher Bach. Peters. Oh, okay. Peters. Who's doing the what is that? The bowing and fingering. Who did that in Peters? Oh, that's your bowing and fingering. I see. Okay, so do not separate the slurs, because that's original Bach wanted. Because rhythmically, the staccato and legato is all different rhythm. Okay? Okay, that's good. Let's go on. Okay, can you keep on vibrating? Because you need to have a sort of a colorful ping. Whoa, 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 whoa. Instead of this is too simple. So you vibrate. Okay, do not separate, but slur, draw. This original, and then separate. Okay. Right here, in between there is a slur there. So, you know, if you don't do the slow, that means your rhythm is totally different. Okay? So if it says originally slur, then play the slow. Right? So it should be bum, not but. Okay? Okay, do this. Can you sustain on the top? Instead of, if you do this, this half note becomes only half a value. So you have to sustain on the top. Okay? No. Sustain on the top. No, the top C should be longer because you only emphasized on the, you did this. But it should be, can you sustain on the top longer? Like value of the half note value. Because this is 7 is a very intense and the resolution. Bach loved the 7th chord. It's Amen. Amen. Bach loved the chord of Amen. Okay? Oh, see, you don't understand. This note is half value. Okay? You did this. This is too short, but see? See, it's a simple thing that people don't do that because it's easier to ignore the top, you touch and let it go. But if you do this, like people listening, because a lot of audience they are taking every single movement of your hair color and you're wearing like a yellow color, or that they're focusing on every single thing you do. So if you do that, people really appreciate your effort. Okay, I know it's difficult to do this. I know it takes a little bit of adjustment, right? But it's a part of your effort, and I'm just giving you the example of your special technical sort of distinguished effort. If you do some movement, nobody ever done it before. That means you are number one in the world. If you invent something very new, you are like a millionaire already, because everybody's gonna buy your product. So that's why everybody is trying to make some invention these days. Bach says, all keys, invention of clavier, invention of clavier itself is the invention. He composed all keys, all 24 keys. Isn't it amazing? Paganini did an invention too. All 24 Paganini caprices. It became like a Bible of a modern technique, right? Nobody played like Paganini's before. He invented like a pizzicato, left-hand pizzicato. See, it's kind of, oh, what is doing? It's very new. So everybody went crazy at that time. Understand? Okay, so let's go on with maybe we can do some Vuitton. Vuitton, his name is translated into English. It means old timer, old timer. That Vuitton means old timer. Henry is the first name. He's a French composer and he was a very famous violin soloist. Vuitton wrote a lot of violin, concertos, and he was technically amazing. But it's very surprising. He wrote this piece for viola solo and no piano accompaniment. It's very short. It's very slow, but it's very, very famous. It became very famous. It says capriccioso, but surprisingly, it's incredibly slow. When I learned this piece like 40, 50 years ago, very long time ago, I found this music from Juilliard Library. And I looked at it and, oh, it looks so difficult. But when I looked at it, it's a lento and it's very slow. And when I tried it, oh, this is nothing. This is like everything so in hand. But musical is incredibly difficult because you have to use the imagination and you have to put a lot of musical intensity and you have to use a lot of powerful, what do you call that? Vibrato intensity. I know this is very good for vibrato exercise. I mean, it's not exercise, it's music, but even from the very beginning, you have to vibrate an octave. If you don't vibrate, if you play like a Bach, it's not capriccioso. You know what I mean? Do it like as if you're like let's say you are Yuri Bashmet. Can you imagine what Yuri Bashmet can start this piece? Very intensified, and use arm vibrato. Use a whole arm vibrato. Okay, do not do that. You see, I thought so. Let me go. It's like a Bach. No, it's a romantic piece. It's in vibrate. See, it meant that way. It's not. It's Bach, but if you want to play Vuitton period, it's everybody is like hugging each other. It's a very romantic piece. Romantic means like very thick, colorfully. So, and then if you want to vibrate more, use a 1-3, like as if you played like a Hindemith Schurender, Okay, try that, and play a lot louder. It says piano, but play as big as you can. Okay, so you have a freedom to do so many things. Not only tempo-wise, you can move around. It says expression, con molto expression means a lot of emotions, right? And you can, stretch it, can go to fast and slow, but intensify with your left hand. If you do a lot of vibrato, it becomes louder, and you use more pressure. You may do it's a free freedom, right? I mean, nobody's gonna, sue you. And then do. So you may use like a powerful sound, right? I play as if you are playing Viola Concerto, like a big solo style. All right. Your first note is too short. It's eighth note. Eighth note means longer. And I know it's very difficult to do the third trio, but do not play too heavy, but play lighter. Very light, okay? But play the double stop. That's the key. Not if you do the single, it sounds very lonely. But if you play the double stop, it sounds much more colorful. Do the double stop and vibrate. I people trio. Vibrate on the double stop. Do something, right? You can do that separate note, or you can do staccato. You have a much more freedom to have it. If you do everything da, it sounds kind of too weak. Capricci means you wake up. Wake up call. You're sleeping and then alarm clock went up, and when alarm clock is so it should be very like shocking. Capriccio means like waking up call, okay? Okay, so right here, I will do that, right? Like a boom, 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 boom. Something like that. Okay, I'll do like a double forte here. In the beginning, only play like a simple forte, but here it should be like much more louder, like a double forte. Use a much more stronger bow pressure. And can you do double stops here? And you use much more bow. Up, down, up. Something like that. Oh no, too fast. Da ra ra ba ra ra. It rhythmized. You play it like twice as fast. It's just very slow one. I did that like a staccato. Okay. Okay, do not play the diminuendo there. It shouldn't be diminuendo. I mean, it says like a bracket. So you may play very soft double piano, but ignore it. Play loud. Ba, 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 ba. Play loud, okay? All right. Can you play some staccato, like down bow or opposed staccato, ta 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 ta. You know, that's effective. Yeah. Okay, so it's very challenging. So, you know, practice, right? And then go on. And then do the trill with a very light touch. Very light touch. Okay, you should be double stop. Should be double stop. I know it's hard to vibrate because it's a long note, but still you need to use the whole arm to vibrate. Can you vibrate on? Because people listen to both sound, like a double stop sound. It requires much more intensity. It requires much more, people appreciate because of it's much more, let's say, elaborated, instead of a single note. Okay? And use like a Bashmit vibrato. Bashmit likes to vibrate all the time. Yuri Bashmit, he's famous for his very intensified. I'll call him violin vibrato, but he played it on viola and he became very successful because his vibrato is as fast as a violinist. But he played it on viola and he became the viola soloist, right? Why not you? If you want to become a viola soloist, play like a intensified vibrato, like a Bashmit, okay? Don't back down. Don't relax too much. If you do too much of a relaxing, that means you're not gonna be a soloist anymore. I mean, even you're not gonna win the orchestra audition. If you want to win the orchestra audition, you first play like a Bashmit, and then they pick you because they think that you're something. And then, they dictate you what to do, But having an orchestra job is number one thing in viola, student. Because if you want to win the, orchestra competition, like a audition for Los Angeles Phil, New York Phil, Chicago Phil. But all those Chicago and Los Angeles and New York, the principal is the Chinese. They are all Chinese. They are very successful at viola at least. But in their competition of auditioning for one job, average 200 or 300 people applied. So competition is even much more difficult than international viola competition. So you need to be very technically prepared. Sound-wise, intonation-wise, everything. Play good Bach, play good Paganini stuff, and play good, whatever, repertoire you play. So don't back down, challenge. Play like a Bashmit, okay? Do that right there. Okay, that's 2/4 is octave. I know that's very difficult. 2/4 octave is like a stretch, a lot of stretch. But can you vibrate on 2/4 finger? We call it fingered octave. If you do vibrate on, people think, wow, this guy can vibrate on 2/4. I mean, it's challenging, but try. I mean, you never tried it. I don't think you ever tried it. Try to vibrate on 2/4. No. You never tried it, right? But now, do it. See what happens. See, it's effective. It's effective. You get much more point because you tried it. And then, it will become your strength. It will become your power, right? So practicing a lot of stretch and vibrate. Even I vibrate every chord of let's see, Pagani Caprice. It requires a lot of double stops, right? A lot of 10, even finger 10. You know, uh, right there. I vibrate on 10th. It requires a lot of power. Otherwise, nobody's gonna appreciate you. Okay? Okay, let's go on. Right there, rhythm is ra, re, re, do, si, dam, bam, bam, bam. Okay, right there, the chord should be clean. And it should be very sustained and do the quick chord, not, it's too lazy. As if you play the chord at once. Oh, do not do down, down, maybe down, up. Can you do that? No, do 2, 3. 2, 3. Good. So it's a big, powerful, like your Pavarotti. You know who's Pavarotti? You know that? I mean, he's famous tenor. His body is very big, and his singing is like very powerful. He never sang piano at all. All his life, he sang everything fortissimo. Pavarotti sound is full of a forte. He became very famous because his sound is so loud. And he made millions of dollars because he was a sort of a vocal soloist. He's too big for like a opera acting because nobody's hiring. But he was so good vocally. Everybody hired him for solo concert. So if you have a big sound, if you have a big technique, if you have a big whatever like imagination, everybody loves you because it sounds powerful and people appreciate that. Appreciate their technique, the power and sound, everything, right? So this is good exercise for your, try to get your strength like a muscle cord, So try everything loud. Loud doesn't mean cheap. Cheap means people think that cheap is like weak. No. Cheap is, if it's too loud, it's a cheap. If it's too soft, it's a cheap. If it's something that most of people appreciate the sound of a fullness, that's loud. Okay? See, if people want to talk to you, somebody will like whisper very soft, but it can be very powerful information in it, And if somebody's so loud, but there's no information in it, see, what is more valuable? Information, technique itself is much more important, right? Okay, we have 10 more minutes. Okay, if you're finished, we can do that. Like every single bowing finger, we can talk about it. But for 10 minutes, I want you to exercise some information that I'm gonna give you. Right? Have you ever talked to those students that yesterday and today? They all looked on this. Can you do that? Put down your viola. Put down viola. Okay, from now on, you do this for maybe you don't have to do that all the time, but you can put it in your pocket. You can like nobody can see it. If you walk on the street like this, and people say, "Oh, this guy has only like 3 fingers," right? But put it under your pocket, and remember, put it under your pillow when you go to sleep. You know, and in the morning, it'll become like this. But if you do this for, let's say, if you sleep on it for 1 month, your finger will be very strong and very flexible and very powerful. And you can vibrate even 10th. Even you can vibrate on 10th. Okay? So this is good for good, information. And also you need to do some exercise intonation wise. You can listen to some dissonant chord you can find. Let's say the simple third, but if you do in 7th, it's like in a intimate, right? All full of a 7th, right? But thing is, how to play, practice. There's no 7th exercise in nowhere, but you invent. What you have to do is reverse your fingers of thirds. Doesn't matter, major, minor, doesn't matter. You can do, but this is reverse fingering of thirds. Okay, pick up your viola. Just do simple thing. This is like, and keep the first finger down and reverse. You know what reverse means? Like backward, like three here and there. See? But keep the first finger down. You know what I'm doing, right? Something like that. Yeah, that's right. So it becomes so it becomes like a new music, right? So practice a lot of dissonances. See, remember the Bach loved to have amen because all the dissonance, resolute, all the dissonance is resolute into the nice sound. 7th is the one of the very famous, I wouldn't say famous, but most favorite color of Bach. If you want to play a great Bach, you have to love the 7th. The intimate, he starts around all the crazy 7ths coming down and up and down, and I like that because I like the 7th. Okay, and another thing, if you wanna do it in this way, do not exclude other dissonances. For instance, 1 octave, let's say 1/4, like if you reverse 4th finger, it becomes 2nd. But if you do it 9th, minor 9th, it becomes even more difficult. Both crazy, isn't it? It's like grrr sound. So it disturbs you at first, but it's a good training. You see? So this is sound mild dissonant. If you do the ninth, minor ninth, it becomes a severe dissonant. See, it sounds sound, but it gives you very good strength of controlling your mind and the technique. And remember, the first finger always stay still. This first finger is the key. You can come out. See, you do that up to the high point, you can come up, then your, let's say, mindset is, oh, now I can challenge even, it's like those heavy lifting, what do you call that? In Olympic, lifting up, what do you call that? See, there's always heavier than the previous world record. If you put like 1 gram more, that's a world record, right? The same thing as like a challenging 100-meter dash. If you are 100th second faster, then you are world record, right? So always try your limit. It's like I showed I show you the new thing. 1 octave in between string and 1 octave in between the let's say, this is what Paganini used to do. See, it's octave, 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 right? This is famous, right? But coming down, this is high, it's possible, but if you come down, it becomes much more difficult, right? Right? On violin, I can do it like every single position, but for viola, I can do it up to the 3rd position. Yeah, see, 3rd position. So it's very challenging. It doesn't hurt because I've been doing that for many years. But isn't it kind of a new thing? But it's not new. Paganini did that already, like 250 years ago. So it's the same thing as, let's say, for pianist, octave, 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 octave. So let's say do, 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 like C. Everything's like octave. And if you play all the melodies this way, that's a basic foundation of like a playing list, transcendental, exercise. So for us, try a high position first and then come down like a half step down. Let's something like that. See, I did the all 12. See, you hear the sort of craziness. Roman Kim, you know who Roman Kim is. He practiced since he was 9 years old, all night, like this one. And I invited him to Korea like 10 years ago. He said he still can do the four octaves. He still can do 1, 3, 4, but 1, 2, 3, 4 is mine. I think I'm the only one world champion of this. Roman Kim still cannot do this on violin. But for violin, it's a piece of cake. It's a lot easier, I can do it. But for viola, even the 3rd position is very challenging. It looks challenging, is it? Like all octave. So I hope that you do that some this exercise every day, and put it under your pillow. Then one day your finger is like Bruce Lee. You're like a 1-inch punch. You can have a very powerful, all fingers. Okay. All right. So I hope I can see you sometimes. Okay. All right. If you have a question, you can always email me. Do you have this? You can take a picture. And then my name is on Yuku, and then there are about 500 different the technical teaching and the performance. You can always check it out. Very good. Okay, good luck. Okay. All right. So she's playing the first Bach, right? What? Oh, Saraband of G minor. The first one. Which one? Which Saraband you're playing? Oh, okay, first suite. Okay, that's okay. So let's tune first. Okay, okay, I didn't get your name. Your first name? Go is the first name? Okay, Go, okay. Okay, can you play the minuet without a repeat? No repeat, but go through the minuet. Okay, second minuet. Go on. Okay, jig without a repeat. Let's finish the jig. Okay, very good, very good. Just a moment, I'm gonna just get some set. Okay, the previous student, Huang played some different sarabang, and I told him not not use vibrato so much. That means you have to vibrate. Okay, try to use these days modern colorful vibrato sound. If you want to do 100% without a vibrate, that's okay, because if you have some problem with your tendon, you cannot move your fingers. I mean, that's like some excuse. But if you still can vibrate, use the color. See, modern, ask her. She's wearing the jacket, most beautiful color, but in Bach time, nobody even knew that color is available. Everybody was wearing like black, or everybody was even. They didn't have a colorful clothing at all. Only rich people had like a purple color, because they are very rich, like a silk, very purple color. But that's a long time ago. But modernized ear, we are used to with a beautiful sound. We are used to with a nice sound, not plain sound. Okay. One thing also. Original manuscript says the slur is not to disturb the value of the slur. You have to do the slur when it says slur. If you divide it slur in half, that's a totally different rhythm. If it says all separate, play the separate note, because that's the rhythm the Bach wanted. But if you have a slur and separate, you have to keep that rule available all the time. So do not use your free bowing. Bach wanted specific bowing, specific slur. So slur is one of very important factor. Okay, and also the touch of Bach at the time, even these modern ears, playing Bach means never bite. If you play Bach with like staccato, that's like right? Always cushion. You have to use always nice touch. Instead, like the jig, you did that, but that's like maybe Tchaikovsky and Paganini. You can do a lot of a bite, but for Bach, never bite. For Bach, or always touch. It's not. It sounds fun, but that's not Bach, right? For modern ears, always, right? Okay. All right. Let's go back to the saraband, very beginning, and for Bach, he never played the piano. Bach's youngest son, J.C. Bach, Johann Christian Bach, he played the piano at the time. Conservatory invented the piano like beginning of the 18th century, 1709 or something. But that piano was so huge, like a crazy, very big machine. Bach hated it. He didn't know, but want to try. He always composed and he played organ or a cembalo. What cembalo is? A harpsichord. Harpsichord equals cembalo, right? So everything got to do with the sound of like plucking, you know, at the time. So for cembalo, or organ is an all sustain sound, but cembalo is a plucking. So here you can do, or it's up to you to emulate organ sound or a cembalo sound. It's up to you to do that. All right? And also try to vibrate on every single double stops. Let's try that again from the beginning. And you can start with the up bow or down and up. Doesn't matter. Yeah. All right, that's your way. But can you do that organ sound? Can you do that sustain? Two in the bottom and two on the top. Instead of that's like a cembalo style, right? But can you do much more fuller sound? Let's try that, for experiment. Okay, and sustain, you have to save your bow. So you have to adjust to a modernized audience ear. Okay. So sustain. You have to keep the both finger down. All right, you did this. This is by itself. But can you do like an organ sound? Both finger down. One. Do, si. Keep the first finger. Yeah. Keep the first finger down. Yeah, both string. You have to keep the both string down. You have to sustain up to the last note. That's it. So that sounds much more like in the church, big organ sound. But if you want to do it this way, it's like a harpsichord in the chamber. Harpsichord is for chamber music. Like a Vivaldi Four Seasons, it's always played with a harpsichord. It's a chamber music. But organ is like a 2,000 people audience in big church. Organ, it's a full sound. So it's up to you to choose. I like to play all chambers. That means maybe you don't have to play so much of a vibrato. But if you want to have a full organ sound, you have to do the vibrato. And it requires a lot of big ear to do that. Okay? And let's go on. And here you do, well, it's up to you to choose one string sound or two string sound. It's one string, but it's a two string sound, right? So it's like you want to keep the one voice, one singer is playing the melody, la ra ra ra, one singer, or la ra da ra, two person sharing the melody. It's up to you, okay? So this is much more difficult because it's a little bit of a stretch, but it sounds much high quality. Okay. Try this fingering. I know it's challenging. Good. And try to do the continuous vibrato. And do not stop the sound, but continuous bowing and continuous vibrato. And try to be most beautiful as possible. Most people, beauty is like a tasting good food, and touching the silk is a good taste, right? And good sound is like a beautiful sound. You can recognize right away if something's like screaming. Oh, it's bad sound. But something is very comfortable. Something is beautiful. That's a good sound. You know, babies, little children, they can distinguish, they can recognize right away. That's why Walt Disney cartoon is very high quality these days. Children knows the best. Children knows if it's a good quality or bad quality. Children always like to have a good food. Children always, children it's very difficult for them to be satisfied. Isn't it true? Right? I used to raise my children, and it took me so much of effort because they are not they are not satisfied with anything because they want to have a very high level quality. So music, same thing. If you want to have a beautiful sound, you need to pay a lot of money for the beautiful sound. You need to pay. That means you need a lot more difficult. It requires much more high level technique to make a beautiful sound. This is easy. It's a cheap sound, isn't it? Or because you are playing two persons singing the melody. But if you do in one sound and one string, it sounds much more natural. Okay, I'm sort of I'm used to it. Teaching this way because my teaching is 99.9%. Everything is a technique. My teaching is technique always. I don't say, oh, musically this is right, musically that is right. No, I don't do that. I always suggest better fingering, better bowing, and much more difficult, challenging, technique. You know what I mean? The technique is everything. Technology is everything. Isn't it? I mean, right now we are having, this conversation and this masterclass. We are benefiting the modern technology. It's amazing these days. You are in China, I'm in Korea. I'm in my house comfortably, next to my sofa, and you are getting a lot of good information from me because this imagination makes a whole lot of difference in the world these days. So I hope I can teach a lot more, maybe in Central Conservatory in short time because I know there will be some arrangement. So I can teach a lot more this way, and you can challenge the better sound with I know you have to pay. Pay means you have to practice. You learn how to do the most difficult, stretch exercise and stuff. Oh, do this. I'm not skipping you. Do this. This will instantly improve your strength of your fingers. You use your right hand. Do this and do this. For pianists, you have to do that right hand too. I'm sure Yun Chan Lim, he knows my book because, this is in my book. And, he used to study in the Korean Conservatory and my book is under the bookstore there. So maybe he looked at it and he used this exercise. And this will strengthen your power of a left hand. You can improve your vibrato. You can improve your stretch. That means you can play one arpeggio in one string, like gripping do mi sol do, da 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 da. It's a calf flash. Huh? And this is F. Or and you can play as fast as you can because you can play like a pianist. You can roll it. Because it fits do mi, sol, do. It fits. And you can have freedom in this way, right? If you can challenge it up to the first position, that means you are master. You can play all the Pagani caprices this way. So start with the third position and maybe go, half down, until maybe the lowest can be the D flat. D flat. This is the lowest note. So I'm suggesting you to challenge your ability this way. If you practice this like for few minutes, maybe not minutes, but maybe do this for half an hour. Put it under your pocket, or if you're go to sleep, put it under your pillow. Put it on the pillow. In the morning it becomes very natural, but it hurts a little bit, but it's not gonna break your fingers. But it gives you a little bit of a pain, but it gives you strength. Okay? And it improves your ability to adjust to your second and third finger sideways. 1-4 is fixed, but 2-3 it will give you the intonation of minor and major. 1/2 movement makes big difference. You see, it's a minor, but if you do, that makes minor and major, isn't it? So if you can adjust second and third finger sideways, that means you're mastered already. I think it fits you for the pianist too. If you can control these three, you can do all the least difficult piece, right? The same thing. So it got to do with we call it knuckle. Knuckle is born with a 360 degrees. You can go up and down and sideways, all the directions. And wrist is 360 degrees, all direction. Elbow is only one direction. Shoulder is all 360 direction. Neck is 160, right? And the ankle is one direction. Oh, no. The ankle is 300. You understand? We call it pivot, P-I-V-O-T in English. That's like we stand up, we walk, and then, see, playing instrument is depending on these two kinds of pivot. One is one way. This is one way, right? This thing, what do you call that? Joint, finger joint is one way. But knuckle is 360 degrees. Wrist is 360 degrees. So use this, God created this way. Can you imagine? He created it backward. Only neck goes one way. Shoulder only goes one way. We cannot move. See? But he made us very freely. So we can play the instrument. So we are born very strong, 1, 2, 3, like for piano fingering, 1, 2, 3. But 4, 5 is very weak piano fingering. 4, 5. For violin, viola fingering, 1, 2 is very strong, but 3, 4 is very weak, naturally. So all we have to do train 3, 4. Train 3, 4 all the time. Then you can have a double stop, you can have a very comfortable, double stop vibrato. Even then, like a finger octave, even 10th vibrato. You can vibrate on the 10th. Can you imagine playing on viola, playing 10th on, vibrate? It's possible if you move arm vibrato. It's possible 10th can be vibrated. So you should be able to do 3 kinds of vibrato: only wrist vibrato, combination vibrato, and only arm vibrato, right? Wrist vibrato is for soft sound, combination vibrato is for normal general playing, and arm vibrato is for powerful, like playing chaconne and playing, for let's say for us, like a Bartok, viola concerto, like a big sound. So you have to use arm vibrato. like international competition. It's like who is the best, who is the most like a gold medalist in the Olympic, who's the best artistically, technically, everything needs to be top notch. Top notch means world best, right? So we are looking for somebody who's willing to do that. Okay, this is for basic thing. Okay, before I forget, the second minuet you play the wrong note, one note. You see, I have the record edition. Record edition Primrose did that. It says everything's original, and Primrose only supplied for his finger in there. But Slur is original. So here you played that, but that's C, D, E flat. It should be E flat, right? But before the major 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th major, right there, that's E natural, right? So that's the original, okay? But you played the both time E natural. But first one is flat, E flat, and second is E natural, okay? And you played some wrong bowings in the second half of the second minuet. You played like so freely, like your bowings, but you're not composer. Are you better than J.S. Bach? Huh? He wanted to have a certain note slur his way, so his rhythm should be there. So do not change the original slur. For pianists, their dream is to play slur as string instrument. For pianists, they are struggling to have a very connected, slur sound. But for us, we are blessed. All we have to do is play like an organ, do the slur, and it will connect. Okay, but do not chop it up. Chopping, the Chinese food is like very heavy, right? Like chicken duck, like Beijing chicken duck. You chop up, all like legs and stuff, But you want to have a whole body of a, Beijing duck, right? So everything should be in one. I mean, no disturbing slurs. Okay, let's do the first minuet. Pick up your viola. Hey, you play like this. Very first position and very simple, like a innocent, like a like 6-year-old, like kindergartner, like children, right? I know it should be that way, but still, can you make some high quality instead of what can you do? It's much more sophisticated. Third position, second finger put down, but do not bite, not but cushion not and then you can have a beautiful sound. Can you do that? Instead of a simple one, I know it's easy, but easy is very cheap food. McDonald's is very cheap. Even these days, the McDonald's meal plan is like $15 or $20. Very expensive these days. It used to be $4. It used to be very cheap, but now McDonald's is high price. But can you do? It's I know it requires some control. Okay, can you do that? Okay, do not jump, but put down the both string together. Second finger, 2 should be put down the second both string together. Okay, so instead of but together. Okay, and slur, bararam is original. It's not. This is your bowing, but this one slur, that's original. Okay, use like a light but soft and connected and high quality vibrato. Like that. Okay, and try the trill not too so obvious. You do this, do not do that. But you may do both way. But usually, Bach did that on the top first. Sometimes Bach did that on the bottom. Sometimes, so it's up to you. Many people do. Many people from the bottom, but many people do from the top. But I prefer from the bottom. So play like simple. Play from the bottom. Okay, you started from the top. You are used to it, but that's why it takes time. It takes da 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 da. But just do it right away from the bottom, normal way. You do this. You do this. It takes like a two dragging, but do it naturally. No, play right away as soon as you do the chord. As soon as you do the chord. You are playing. You are like delaying it. Do not delay it. Play right away. Okay, and is a one slur. And da-da-dum is one up bow or down bow, doesn't matter. And go on. All right. You are doing separate, but can you do like a prepared as if it's a chord? Prepare as if it's a chord. Yeah, and then do the like a string change instead of you do this, you do that, but that's kind of a too abrupt, But if you prepare like before you do this, like you prepare the chord first and then bow change. Okay, do not bite. You do this. No, do not bite, but it's like touch, like touch. Good. Let's go on. Okay, do not use open string. Use a fourth finger. Vibrate. All right. Do not use a simple open string. If you do the too simple, that means you are too innocent. Like you are dealing with a little like 4 or 5-year-old children. But if you want to play this for normal audience, like everybody, that means you have to be like mature. You have to show your best ability. So do not offer them open string. I'm playing open string, so you should be satisfied. No, they are paying you the ticket money. Let's say if they paid $100, they want to have $100 worth of sound. You understand? So this is a $2 worth. Maybe it's a free sound. That's too cheap, isn't it? If you do the open string, sounds simple, so innocent, but it's not for the concept. You understand? So that's why I insist to vibrate, because vibrating means you are doing some effort. You are doing some hard work to vibrate, make it better quality. But if you play everything like a no vibrato, it's too simple. Maybe you're going back to the time machine, go to Bach time, because there was no such thing as vibrato. Vibrato was not invented. Vibrato was invented by Pablo Sarasate, Jigoro Weisen. Sarasate invented the vibrato, So everybody followed him. Like everybody tried to, imitate Sarasate. But nowadays we are used to this colorful clothing, right? This colorful clothing is we are used to, we like to have a very high quality of a color. We are used to with a very high quality of a millions kind of a color of a sound. So everybody has a different vibrato. Everybody has a different vibrato color. They want to have your best sound. Okay? So try to vibrate every single note. All right, so we have more time. So let's go on. And here, can you do 0, 1, 2? This is simple and easy. Can you do this finger? Okay, can you do that? Okay, that's exceptional. That you don't have to put down all fourth finger. That you can do because that's like a connecting bridge. So that's allowed for open string. You don't have to take all fourth finger. That's too heavy. You may do that, right? So sometimes you use open string for bridge connection. Bridge connection, you use open string. And sometimes you have to vibrate for important heavy note, right? This open string is connection of bridge, okay? And here you have to watch out your bow change. It's not bite, but you have to stop the bow and then push. It's not pull too much of a pull, but okay, let's go on. Okay, see, you sound like that's your imagination. But Bach want to have a specific two couple. That's what Bach wanted. So that's what Bach wanted. So only this slur and the rest of it is that's what Bach wanted. Alright? So slow note, emphasize. Alright? Can you do that? That passage? Okay, only first two is a slur. Only first two. And then rest is like a separate. Okay? Okay, that's good. But do not play here, but play around the tip area. So much easier this way. Okay? At the tip. That's easy, right? That's good. That's much more natural. Okay? And then go on. Okay, that's three note slur. That's what Bach wanted. Three note slur. And there's three note slur. Okay, and this is four note slur. So three note slur, and four note slur. and then four notes low. Okay? Okay, this la. Four notes low should be 4, 3, 2, 1. Do not do, but this is something, it's not romantic, but clean and simple with a, little bit of vibrato. Okay? 4, 3, 2, 1. This up, down, up. And this, it goes up, upward into it. So make sure it is high enough. Okay? A little bit higher. Higher. And you try to vibrate full sound. Okay, when you have C-string vibrato, you try use more muscle, more arm vibrato. So try to do much more thicker whoa sound, whoa sound. Okay, and do not bite and then push. It's not push, it's a sort of a kind of a touch. Okay, and let's go on. Okay, let's do the rest of time the jig up. Let's do that. Okay, see, I thought originally it's a 3 note in triplet, not, but that's original, all right? So do the slur. So do not use open string. This is too cheap with the 4th finger and vibrate a little bit. Okay, so we call it upbeat, afterthought. That's what it. Bum bum is upbeat to it with the vibrato. And you use it here, but can be at the not so much of the tip, but like in between. Okay. Okay, that's what I mean. It's not staccato, but it's a sort of like a cushion. Okay, can you do that? Okay, so like not, but see this box stroke. I call it box stroke, right? It's a combination of yellow, combination of a blue, combination of a red. You combine all three, mix it, it becomes white or black, right? Light, blue light, red light, yellow. If you combine perfectly, it becomes white, as clean as Bach sound. So that's the imagination you are trying to. Staccato, spiccato, legato. This is 3 elements of a violin playing. Staccato, spiccato, legato. So staccato is at here. Spiccato is at here. Legato is in the middle. But if you combine these 3 kinds of stroke, it becomes like a Bach. It becomes like not too short, not too long. It's just perfect. I call it smile stroke. Use your bow this way. Smile, smile, smile. Okay, that's Bach stroke. Okay. That's good. Okay. Okay, I hear still like tarara tat tarara tat but tarari ra 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 ri ra. It's like it's not it's in between. We call it subtle sound. In between. It's not too short, not too long. It's just perfect. It should be like cushion. Not too soft, not too hard. It's like a bed, bed. You go to sleep on your bed, right? Sometimes if it's too hard, it's no good. Sometimes if it's too soft, it's no good. It should be just right to be comfortable to you go to sleep. Is it true? The most expensive bed. You go to bed, right? That bed requires comfortable like cushion. You need to have not too hard, not too soft. That's what Bach requires. Bach wants to have that kind of a sound. I know it's very expensive. If you pay like $10,000 for one single bed, it pays you. It's a very expensive bed, but it's very comfortable. And you go to sleep like in 5 minutes with that bed. But if you have a very, hard or too soft, you try to go to sleep, you don't go to sleep because it's not comfortable. Understand? So if you do that too staccato, it's kind of too hard. If you do, that's no good either, right? So you have to do the in between, compromise in between. So and some vibrato too, right? That's hard. Once you know how to do Bach stroke, you can use it everywhere. If you know how to play Bach well, you can play all the repertoires out there. I know that's challenging, and we emphasize and to try to do perfect Bach. It's kind of a like holy land. It's too good to be true. Playing Bach is too difficult sometimes. That's why for most of us, like playing Bach is that's too difficult. So many people say that, right? And for beginners, Bach is easy because it's all first position. I can do it open string and everything is so simple. I can do it book one of a even Suzuki, they take the Paganini theme of Paganini Caprice 24. They do this. I'm trying to imitate Suzuki book one. See, it's a Paganini theme, but it's but still, note is there, rhythm is there, but it sounds too cheap, isn't it? So quality is something different. If you are looking for the highest quality of a bow stroke, highest quality of intonation and vibrato, you have to require a lot of challenge, better technique. Then everybody will appreciate. That sounds beautiful. That sounds very, understand? All right, you have a 10 minutes. I can go through other part, or I can give you some exercise of not the same thing, but I give you some different thing. This time, all right. You can use it for every Bach. For Bach, you need to keep the first finger down, but not many people are appreciating the first fingers. Okay, so can you do this? We call it unison. And I did that all half steps come up. I know it's a little bit of a stretch, but it's good for Bach. Can you do that? So this is crush, like a minor second. And then finally unison. See, it's a good exercise. Try that. I know it's hard. So I give you a tip. First of all, you have to turn your elbow much more in this way and place your first finger sideways, not the top like this, but sideways. I mean, not this way, but this way. So you can have a much more easy stretch this way. So you can even stretch even further. Then I do da 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 di. That's do mi sol do. I can do this. But if you do this, you are very limited. You can do it. But if you do sideways, you're careless. It becomes on the side. On the side. Your callus becomes on the side. So here, okay, this fifth can be do this, or same thing, same intonation, same intonation, same intonation. So, can you do that? Yeah. Okay, do more of this angle this way. You are sort of an angle this way, but if you turn maybe 15 more degrees this way, then it becomes much comfortable. You're sort of a this way, but this way should be. It's like looking through your fingers this way. I know it becomes much harder on viola because as you stretch back, your wrist tends to do this, but still you do this. You have to be able to look through your eyes this way. Okay? This video thing is much more informative because I can use the angle of cameras. I can come to very close to the camera, so I can use much effective teaching this way. See, I can give you some fingertip like this intonation and this intonation should be same thing, right? This intonation and this intonation should be same thing. See, it's much effective. So I can show you in front of the camera. All right. So start to this. So. And do the other string. Okay, can you do that? And come down half steps. Go on. See, do this. You can use different fingers. I only use the 1/4. I can do exercise like that. So it gives you some imagination of your creativeness, right? Use your head to use different fingering, okay, and different ideas. Not only here, you can do it in high position. Now, high position is somewhat easier because it's narrower, but it's more difficult because the string becomes more wider. See, I give you how much wide from first string to fourth string, from A string to C string, is length is here, this much, but if you go to the top of a bridge, it's only half of this string, right? It became twice as large. It became twice as narrow. See, this is close to the first position, and this bridge area is twice as large. You understand? So that's why high position is difficult because your finger is sinking. Your first finger is sinking. But in order not to sink, easy, go sideways this way, and it will never sink. Understand? See, if you do this, fingertip will sink into it. But if you do this, your finger will never sink. even you can cover C string to A string on the top this way. You will never get any problem. That's why Paganini Caprice requires, even on viola, high position goes up to here, the fifth. I'll show you where it is. The Paganini Caprice number 1. Right there area, you do one very high both string. So see, sinking one finger. See, that's what Paganini wrote it. He is much more difficult on viola. I played all 24 caprices on viola, many years ago, and I've been doing that all my life. Like, I've been challenging like crazy stuff on viola too. But that's why I know this is the fact. It's much more difficult, but you can overcome. You can still have a high technique if you do this, and you still can do scale clean. Right. This is fifth, right? If you do the one finger. It's easy. See? High position, I do the fifth this way. That's why I'm be able to play the scale very comfortably and easy. Understand? Yeah? So, if you're willing to solve some solution, there will be a way to, solve the problem. There should be always an answer to the solution. Okay? I mean, solution itself means, answer, right? Solution. If you're looking for solution, there will be answer. Okay? Okay. I think that it'll help you a lot, future. Okay. I think what you need to is motivate yourself. Practice, motivate yourself to challenge difficulties, and you need to always pump up. Or I want to challenge this new piece. I want to challenge new technique, and I can even from now on I'm gonna do this. Maybe 2 hours a day, put it on the pillow. I'm gonna go to sleep with this. That's kind of a good start. Okay? All right, good luck. Okay. Hi. You are the last. That's good. And your name? In how? Thing how is your first name? Okay. And I found a Britain piece from internet that Yuri Bashmit played on the YouTube, and that's the only possible that I can come up with that Britain piece. And it's a beautiful. I mean, maybe only he's the only one can play the Britain piece that way. But are you planning to play this piece for your recital or something? Why you chose this difficult piece? For audition? Oh, competition. Oh, this is competition requirement. Oh, that's good. Okay. So I don't have the music, but I looked at the YouTube and with the music, and let me prepare. And then let me log into the YouTube that I looked at. Before let go, she can take the picture. Then I can send you the thing, video, the phone. You can take a picture. Got it? Okay, and Phil, you can take that picture too before you forget. Okay, that's good. And I have the iPad, so I can look the internet. Maybe I turn off the sound and I look to the music only. Oh, I have it here prepared. So good. So I'm gonna mute it. This is the piece that Bashimit played it, right? Yeah. So I'm gonna turn off the sound and look at where's the sound? Just a moment. And do you have a pianist? No, no piano. Oh, okay, just yourself. Okay. All right. I listened to the whole thing and I looked at the music and it's very challenging. And Bashimit, he has a very tense vibrato and the tense technique that his character is all fulfilled in that piece. So I'm sure the competition provider wanted to have some students who has ability to as close as like that kind of sound. So try to imitate the very tense vibrato throughout the whole general piece, but at the same time, you need to have a special bow technique. Very soft and very fast tremolo. Understand? And I show you how to do it. Okay? Okay, try at the beginning. Okay. First of all, I remember I turned it off, but it should be much slower. It should be much, much slower, and the bow stroke should be much lighter, and the intonation doesn't matter because it's all dissonance sometimes. But the bow speed should be very consistently, and it's a hollow sound you're looking for. It's an effect. It's a music effect. It's like a movie, horror movie. If you go to like some very scared movie, then you get chilly. Ooh, that kind of an atmosphere, right? So use very soft. Play on the fingerboard. Play on the fingerboard. Start from the beginning. Okay, too fast, too fast. Play slower. It's a lento. Ba, ra, ra, and then crescendo, decrescendo in one bow stroke. They are looking for your bow control. It's a competition, right? So play a lot slower, very, 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 very slow bow speed. Go on. Okay. It says, up and down bow is written. Maybe that's what Bashmit did in this. That's what Bashmit played it. Very slow. He played it very slow. Okay, and he did no vibrato, but crescendo and decrescendo on the second measure. Okay, try again. So start with the fingerboard and then get sustained and into the crescendo and use a bow, bow pressure to make it crescendo. That's good. That's a very moody. It's hollow movie. That's that kind of effect. look for, something, some special effect. If, so you have to always, imagine the picture, imagine the color of or story. You have to always have some kind of imagination. Okay. So what were you thinking about this piece at the beginning? I mean, it's not happy mood, right? It's a very dark. It's a dark, right? What is your vocabulary of one thing? If you say it's a one word, what is it? Oh, so at night, black sky with some light, very dim light, very soft and maybe blurry, very blurry. It's a very small light, right? That's good. That's good imagination. Okay, let's go on. Let's do that. That's the third measure. It's still pianissimo, double piano. Okay, the bow says like up bow and down bow as long as what you did the first and second measure. It's the same thing with a different note, right? Do twice but different note. Okay, the third measure is same thing with the first measure, and the fourth measure is the same thing as the second measure. Understand? And do same stroke, okay? Do the third measure. You have to save your mobile, in order to make a swell. Use a very little bow of the down bow at the beginning of the down bow. Use a very small bow, and then as soon as you get to the fourth measure, use index finger to make it crescendo, and you do the pressure. Save your bow. That's good. You did it very well. See, you know how to do it. See, if you plan ahead, everything becomes different, right? If you do that one, I want it's an easy note, very half note, it's so easy, piece of cake. If you do that, everybody will say, oh, this girl don't care. I mean, if you don't care, nobody's gonna pay attention to you. But if you care, if you play like plan, everybody will listen to you. Everybody will care who you are. Okay, that's good. So and next measure, fifth measure. Start with the down bow, and the crescendo will happen from that point. Okay, so you have like fifth measure with the piano. The piano part has, you don't have the piano part. Piano part, I have a piano part right here. Piano part has a triple piano, 3 pianos. That means like nothing is there, only you. Piano has like very soft sound, and you start from the crescendo with a very little, and up to the top note is a F, forte, right? So you have to be able to show your ability to make a like crescendo and on the top note with a very intensified top vibrato that you can find. Top vibrato that you can show. I have this ability, this is what you're planning to do. So on the top note, use arm vibrato. I always say, student, there are 3 kinds of vibrato. Soft, use wrist. Normal combination, forte, arm vibrato. So here you start from the wrist to combination to arm. three kinds of. You have to be able to show the vibrato three kinds, right? Okay, on that C, can you play with the third finger instead of a fourth finger? Good, better sound. See, I asked Eric Friedman, who is the top student of Yasha Heifetz. He was a virtuoso too. He passed away. He was a professor at Yale, and my wife studied with him for 2 years. So we met practically every week. As a sort of, I'm translating English to my wife, and I asked him a lot of Heifetz stuff, right? Eric Friedman always said Heifetz loved the fingering of the third finger. Always he used a 3-3-3-3-3-3-3. Heifetz loved the third finger. That's why Heifetz had a brilliant sound. If you look at Heifetz's finger, the fourth finger is a little bit shorter than normal. He has a very long 1-3 and a very little bit kind of a short fourth finger. So he avoided the fourth vibrato. He always used the third fingers to emphasize the top sound. So, everybody has a short fourth finger, but third finger can be very useful if you can use it. Okay? So make sure this is the place that you can use a third finger. All right, that's my suggestion. Okay, let's go on. Okay, about the tremolo, Bashmet has a very tense, like a nervous tremolo. You know how to do it? You have to use the shoulder. I'll show you. It's easy. The thing is, tremolo it can be used for orchestra all the time, like opera. You can do it. You ask. The conductor is like ponticello, means like close to the bridge, right? And this is the where you use it. I play any note, like a crush, like a use bow reverse this way, reverse, and lean on the close to the bridge. And this is like a hollow sound. And normally this, but reverse like a cello way, cello. Reverse it and lean toward to the bridge. I know it's a piano, but if you light it, light and do not press, do not press at all, but let it sit, and then use your what do you call that, the shoulder to have a kind of a tense, then it will become this kind of sound. That's what Bashmet did, right? It sounded like that, and he did that way. And yeah, that's much more close to the bridge. It's called ponticello. Yeah, and use like accent. That's it. That's kind of a thing. That's what effect composer wanted to have that kind of a like sound, right? That's good. You learn so fast. That's good. See, you're fast learner. Let's play through that area. Let's play through. I mean that's like for like 5-6 measures. It's been like I remember it's all ponticello, like a tremolo thing. Ooh. I know it's all like that. And let's skip it. Let's do just a moment. Oh, sorry. This is advertisement. I'm gonna just skip to Okay, mute and skip it. Let's do some melody area. Let's go to some melody area. Let's do letter one. Letter one. One. Letter one. Yeah. Okay. You know, I remember what Bashmit played. He played a very like as short as possible, like a bite sound, like a bassoon. You know what the long bassoon. You know what bassoon is? Fagot bassoon thing, and they use sound of right, and try to imitate that. Use a shoulder at the front. Yeah. Okay, try to lift up this way. Okay, do not try to make it beautiful. This is not beautiful place. It's something effective. Don't be too pretty. It's not pretty area. It's try to be much more like a bouncy, like a what we call that, like a sparkling. Use think of it as a fagot. Think of it like a bassoon. Okay. And I remember that when you have space in between the note, you have to listen the echo and make it sure that your rhythm is very precise. Do not rush into it. Very like rhythmically, everything is like a machine-like. Play like a machine, right? All right, let's get into the vibrato area. When you have a long note, see, there are two kinds of limits. On highest note or lowest note. Lowest note on the C string, you tend to use a more wider vibrato. When you have a very high note vibrato, you try to narrow it down, but faster, more powerful style, like a Bashmit. He's a master of that. He can control the speed of the vibrato. Very low, like a cello sound, very high, like a violin sound. So if you limit yourself, I'm gonna try to to become like a cellist. You try that. I like to imitate Yasha Heifetz sound. You try that. So we are in the middle. We can still both technology, violin technique and cello technique, right? So try to vibrate very tense on the high note and try to vibrate, like cellists do this vibrato, like, cellists do this. So you do, on vibrato on C string, okay? Okay, let's do only that note, E natural, Can you do 3 times? One is soft, one is normal, like a regular, and one is like fortissimo. Like one is very rough, one is normal, and one is very soft. Just play that E natural right there. That's the third position, right? E natural and play that. And and it plays very soft first and number one, number two, number three. Okay, that's number one. And number two, number three. Okay, to me, I looked at the same three colors, but only volume is different. But can you do different kind of vibrato? Slower on the very soft one, and then a little bit faster on the middle number two, and fastest on number three. Try that. Okay, you know how to do it? Simple. Count. If you count 4, that's slow. If you count 5, that's normal. If you count 6, that becomes fast. See? Okay, keep in mind bit of your own. Let's say like metronome mark 60. It's like a heartbeat. If you play wow 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 wow, that's slow. If you do the 5 times wow 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 wow, that's normal. If you do it like a 6 times wow 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 wow, that sounds so fast. So just by counting it, you have 3 kinds of color right there. So you keep your mind as soon as you vibrate, oh, I'm gonna do number 1, I'm gonna do number 3, I'm gonna number 2, it's all your choice. So counting is very important when you vibrate. You see, have you ever thought of a counting when you're playing vibrato? Have you ever counted? No? Never counted before, right? But now it's easy to count, isn't it? Okay, let's try. Do you have a metronome? Right now, your cell phone has a metronome. Yeah. Do the like 60. It's like a heartbeat. It's a metronome mark. It's a moderato. And then put it on your music stand. Yeah. Put it on there. And count 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Count slow vibrato. Use a wrist. Use only wrist. Okay, I hear 4 very good. 4 times wow 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 wow, very good. But I hear your hand is like a sort of like shaking, but it's too intense. You need to relax more. You need to soft sound, less bow and less movement. The riff should be very relaxed. It can be very narrow as possible, and you need to have a very small ping. Whoa 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 whoa, very soft. Whoa 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 whoa. It's like a whispering. Whoa 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 whoa. Very whispering sound. Very good, very good. Now you have a very moody piano. You'll be able to do it. Okay, that's number 1. You already mastered it. Very good. Same tempo with how to count to 5. There are 2 ways. 1 2 1 2 3. That's how to count it. Or 1 2 3 1 2. It's up to you. If you like 3 number better, then 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 1 2. You can do that. Or you like the number 1 2 better, 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3. You can do that. It's your choice. Okay. But keep in mind 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5. This has to be very evenly divided. Okay. So 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 should be very even. Okay. It should be a little faster. You should be a little faster. You're kind of a little behind. Okay, you use more arm. Use more. You're only doing wrist, but use more arm. Okay, good. This five thing is normal for like if you average out all the viola player, violin player, all the string player, including double bass and cello, they tend to count about five in metronome mark 60. That's the like average. Everybody is playing normal vibrato like that, right? So if you can't be able to count to five, it's a normal. Okay, now you have a very big challenge for counting six. It's hard, right? I'm sure Bashmit vibrato tempo is faster than six. Yasha Heifetz tempo is much better than six, much faster than six. Have you ever heard a name Joseph Hasid? Joseph Hasid vibrato tempo is about 7.2 per 60. Very fast, but very effective. Very fast. Yasha Heifetz vibrato is about 6.5. Yuri Bashmit vibrato speed is about 6.2. That's my, average, but but normal people still can do 6 in one, 6 times in 60. 6 times in 60 is challenging, but if you'll be able to do 6 times in 60, that's very powerful. Okay? In order to do that, you have to use this bicep. You know what bicep is? Like a push-up, this muscle, we call it bicep, this muscle, you do this. 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Wow. That's what you need. 60. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's arm vibrato. We call it arm vibrato. Okay? Like 100% stiff. Never use the wrist. 100%, and but still, arm power. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. It's knocking the door. That's good. That's Bashmit's vibrato. Bashmit does that all the time. Bashmit's vibrato tempo is about 6.2. It's powerful, isn't it? You got it. You have 3 kinds of vibrato now. Understand? I'm giving you a very important lesson today. And if you can acquire these 3 kinds of vibrato today, your level jumped up, from here to here. Having 3 kinds of vibrato is a blessing, isn't it? It's like a vocal training. Singers, like famous world-class soprano singers, they will be able to do the lowest as possible, and they'll be able to play highest as possible. Sumi Cho is a famous singer in Korea. She is be able to do 3 octaves, like very, very, long range. So she's very famous. Technically, Korean, praised Josumi like a heavenly blessed singer, Sumi Cho. She is perfectly, technically, like she has a perfect intonation and most beautiful vibrato, vocal vibrato ever. So same thing is playing viola, playing violin, playing cello, double bass. Vibrato is the main focus of the talent. If you have a great vibrato, your talent is number 1. If you have a normal vibrato, your talent is normal. But if you want to become if you want to win a gold medal in the competition, you need to have a brilliant vibrato, brilliant sound. So you need these 3 kinds. I gave you a very expensive lesson today. Yeah? I mean, this is something you can do from, use metronome and yourself count 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Simple as that. Then you have 3 kinds of vibrato. and you can use it. You can cook it. You can do the dim sum, or you can fry it, and you can do all kinds of cooking. See, you are be able to use your imagination with these three colors like red, yellow, blue will give you millions of colors. These three vibratos, okay? And I remember ending. I remember the ending. Bach Schmidt did something very special. No vibrato, right? Remember that at the end? I mean, I can do the middle section later, but before I forget, let me do the ending first. In the competition, is it the time limit? They're not gonna listen to the ending. And this is like 15 minutes long, but it's a whole piece. So they're gonna listen to the whole thing. Okay. So ending, look at what's the measure number? I'll just forward it. Okay, I got it. Last, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 measures. Let's do last 9 measures. Okay, Bach Schmidt did the no vibrato there. Ending last 10 measures, he did the no vibrato. You know why you should be able to do control of your emotion, because it's written. It's like if you have, let's say you have heartbeat is slowing down, your life is close to at the end. You know that you are going to die, right? And you feel some people cry with like tears in their eyes. Some people they don't want to die and they scream. Some people, but this person, right? No vibrato. That means okay, I let it go. I accept the fact I'm going to die. This is kind of the thing. You have to imagine it, right? And in order to make a beautiful sound with the no vibrato, you need to have perfect intonation. You need to have a perfect bow speed in order to be like you let it go. You let it go, but your breathing is very constant, very, very simple. But your mind is very clear. You are still in this earth, not up there yet, right? So you keep your steady intonation, never like a shaky. Oh, am I going to die? I'm all over the place. Intonation is no good. No, intonation should be perfect. Okay, can you do that? Okay, I hear the vibrato, but can you not vibrate? No vibrato? Okay. Okay, I hear intonation is a little bit off, but can you still use perfect intonation? In order to make a perfect intonation, you have to always check the next string, open string, or harmonics, always. But now I hear a little bit sharp or flat, it's kind of a little bit, like a shaky, intonation-wise. I'm talking about intonation-wise, because you are used to be the vibrating like this, so you are not focusing on the perfect intonation. So you should exercise, you should practice with the piano, if you have a piano next to your practice room, use like a very simple, piano note to really make sure you have intonation is perfect, right? And plus, do you notice there's a crescendo mark there? There's a crescendo. It's like your heartbeat is sometimes I know I'm going to die, but I still have a strength to speak, right? So like your last will, I'm gonna inherit my house to my wife. I'm gonna inherit my bank account to my son. That kind of thing. You can still talk, right? But I'm gonna still keep my viola. I'm not gonna give to my family. My viola goes to Chinese government. Whatever. Chinese government want your viola. Maybe if viola is very expensive, maybe they will. You know. Sometimes I'm being like happy. I mean, I'm let it go. I'm not gonna bring anything to up there. My spirit will just come up. Understand? So you speak within your consciousness. Within your consciousness, you wanna speak something. Christian doing something different. So use this kind of a story. I'm not a storyteller, but I'm making up as I'm saying it. Because if you teach student, you become liar. You lie all the time. And she's laughing at. I know she's doing the same thing. You exaggerate. You don't have the story, but you're making up story mind right there. That's how you teach. How you teach your little children. Oh, your tiger is right next to you. Oh, tiger is coming. That tiger is gonna eat you alive. It's a lie, right? But it works for little children because educationally, getting children scared is part of like a skill. So I'm doing the same thing to you, but I'm telling the truth. Counting is number one thing. Vibrato counting. It's like, okay, you have 4 kinds of vibrato. No vibrato, wrist vibrato, combination vibrato, arm vibrato. Okay, make sure you have 4 kinds. No vibrato is included. No vibrato means control, nothing move, only finger touch. But intonation should be there. Intonation should be always perfect. That's no vibrato. And the wrist vibrato, so count 4 in 60 in metronome. Always, control the evenness and use a combination. Little faster, 1 2 1 2 3, or 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 1 2, no more vibrato. And if you intensify 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3, that's hard, fast vibrato. But listen to the Bashmit again. Bashmit is using 90% of a stiff vibrato, and he's using only 10% of normal vibrato. He doesn't have soft vibrato. That's why he has a no soft sound. Look at every performance of his playing. He never plays anything soft. Bashmit's never playing anything soft. He plays everything normally loud, but louder the better. That's how the soloist's mind is. See, soloists never whisper. They don't whisper. They don't make it soft like hush sound. Soloist makes always loud, and even louder. Understand? Okay, so Bashmit has a kind of a very intense side. Primrose too, Yasha Heifetz too. They have all beautiful colors, right? Beautiful colors. Yasha Heifetz sometimes has a very soft sound and very slow vibrato, but he's using like maybe 1 or 2 measures only. Like 0.1% of his playing is above, very loud and very effective, fast vibrato, right? 99.99% of Yasha Heifetz vibrato, even Primrose too. Everything is kind of intense vibrato. That means they use a lot of push-ups. They use a lot of, muscles. Isaac Perlman's doing a lot of push-ups all his life. That's what he said. Because, he's disabled, so he wants to keep up his body, strong. So he's doing a lot of push-ups. So, he can do it, fast vibrato within not using arm. He has a very fast wrist vibrato. Isaac Perlman is an exception. Isaac Perlman, the violinist, famous violinist, right? But normally, if you want to have, fast vibrato, you use arm vibrato, okay? That's the main key point of, today's lesson. Okay, how long do you have left? Like 20 minutes? Okay, for 20 minutes, I'm gonna give you some great exercise for your improvement of your double stops. Okay, I'm giving students different kind of double stops. You are the ninth person, and I give you something new, other than 8 students. All right, there are endless combination of double stops, right? And thing is, half step is the only reason that you are out of tune. If you're out of tune, your half step is out of tune. Understand? 88 of keyboard in piano is all combination of half steps. Right? Full 88 of keyboard is all combination of half steps. Right? So if you can listen, if you can identify the name, do sharp, re sharp, e, mi, fa, the solfege, right? There are 12 of them, right? Sol sharp can be A flat can be sol sharp, right? On piano is a black key. G sharp and A flat is the same black key in piano. But for us, for string player, it's a totally different intonation. I prove it to you. Let's do the G sharp, any G sharp. Play it, G sharp. Okay, and play against the next A string. That's good, and keep on doing that. Do that. Okay, stop and keep it down, never move, and use the second finger to make G natural, as if your third finger is now just change your name, your last name. You are now different person. Let's see, you don't move it at all. It became A flat and play the G natural on E with the second finger. Play it. Okay, you move the fingers, but what I meant by is let's do this way. No. Okay, you don't move. You keep it down. And then remember what you play the G sharp. You did that. I mean, I just imagine that that's what you do that. We call it G sharp. But now it just became A flat, and I kept the second finger. I didn't move it. And see what happened. It's out of tune, right? It's out of tune. It doesn't sound like A flat. A flat is here. This is A flat. Now I didn't move this third finger. Now this A flat just became, I don't want to become a A flat. I want to become a G sharp. I want my G sharp back. Okay, now you got the G sharp back. Okay, let's play the G sharp. It's out of tune, right? Do you see it? It should be, that's G sharp. So G sharp should be higher than normal. A flat should be lower than normal. Okay, if you play on the black key on piano, it's in between. So they satisfy A flat, they satisfy G sharp, because as soon as they touch the black key on piano, I mean, you don't have a choice, because it's a well-tempered clavier. Well-tempered means every 12 steps is equally divided. But it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen in string instrument. String instrument, we use adjust tone. You know what adjust tone means? You make it higher on the sharp, you make it lower on the flat. That's I've been teaching many students that way. So they have a intonation wise they are much stronger. They are much powerful. They are much colorful. Intonation has a color too, you know. So I just proved to you. For us, G sharp cannot be A flat. For us, G sharp is a G sharp, A flat is the A flat. Totally different category. One is sharp area, one is flat area. Flat is like a pressing down. Sharp is like a pressing up. Both are pressing. Understand? Okay, so this is a fact. This is not teacher is maybe he's joking or he's making it up. Well, this is the fact. This is for what we are doing, and that's why string instrument is very difficult to play. Intonation training is very difficult. So keeping that in mind, I'm gonna ask you to do the chromatics. Chromatic means all half step. Chromatic scale up 12 and down 12, and up, notice what upward intonation is. Notice what downward intonation is. Upward intonation is really like a pushing up, and downward chromatic is really going down. Notice this. All right, I'm gonna play double stop with all 12 coming up and coming up down and coming down. I'm gonna do difficult one. 1 and 2 third. I did that, all 12 up and down. Like, oh, it's easy. Oh, it's not difficult. But can you do it? All right. You see, it's like a singer. Oh, it's easy to go up an octave higher or and down lower. For singing, it's like a natural. So we need to be natural as a singer. You have to imitate like a singer. And then we call it not glissando, but it's like a sort of a vibrato technique. When you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, if you be able to count, you can adopt vibrato technique into this technique. See, it looks easy, but it's not easy. You have to be able to distinguish all 12 evenly. All 12 like chromatic up, all 12 chromatic down. I just played you like 3 times, right? It looks easy, right? But if you are recognizing every step of the half steps, you are perfectly set. But if you are out of tune, that means you cannot be able to play all 12, right? Do that. Okay, slowly half step up. Slowly chromatic scale, half step up. Good. Okay, you already lost. See, you are nowhere. Oh, where am I? Right? So you have to be able to, I'll show you how to make sure you're in tune. Every 4 has a team leader. Every 4 has a team leader. So you have to make sure team leader is intonation is perfectly set. It's like a station. If you go to Beijing to Tenzin, you have a station to station, like a fast track and what do you call that? Train. And you buy the ticket, you go to that booth, and then you have a power to go to the entrance and go to exit, right? So make sure you are in the right station. So bottom, at the top. This is how you do it. Okay? Okay, you are already lost. See it. Look, every top leader is the first note of every four. First note of every four is the top leader. That's the leader. Okay? No, that's not leader. That's like a fourth one. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then new 1, 2, 3, 4. So new 1, 2, 3, 4 is the next step. Okay? That's it. Remember that that's the station. You know, station is very funny. Here your station. You come this way and you exit that way. You come this way, you exit that way. But station never moves. Station is a station. You come and go, come and go. Station is there. People, oh, I just arrived. Oh, I'm gonna depart. Coming down, coming in, coming out, coming in, coming out. That's the station. That's what chromatic should be. Chromatic should be always, that's why they have their definitive name. Do sharp, re sharp, like a C sharp, D sharp, or A flat, G flat, F, you know. So always their first name and last name cannot be moved. Your name should be always there, right? Your aging is you cannot do anything. You're getting old and you release later, your life is gone, right? But you remain your achievement for, let's say, these days people live longer, like 90 or 100 years old. They live every year and they make sure they're on their richness or making a lot of money. Making a lot of money is good, but if you do, good achievement, that's more valuable than making money. So I'm really being challenged these days because I am old enough. I'm going to be 64 in a few months. Next March, I'm going to be 64. I cannot believe I'm this old. I'm too old for playing these days. But I can teach. I'm not gonna be like a Bashmit or anything, but I can teach. I can teach new thing. Yeah. So I'm still be able to demonstrate, right? So I'm just happy that I have a connection this way to Chinese people, and I think that these days in China there are many talented students, who are transferring violin to viola, and I'm asking viola students encouraging viola students to still play violin. I told some student yesterday and today, do not give up practicing violin. Do not give up practicing. I have two instruments all the time: my performing violin and my exercise violin. My exercise violin, I sleep with it every single day. I don't sleep with my wife. My wife is sleep the other room because I snore too much. She said, I cannot. You're so loud. You're snoring too much. So I'm sleeping big bed with my practicing violin. So sometimes I get up 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning and I reach out without complete dark, but I practice without looking at it. And still I'm laying down on bed and practicing. Paganini used to travel with a carriage, 4 horses leading the wooden wheel, right? At the time there's no heat. There's no air conditioner, nothing. It's sometimes too cold, sometimes too hot, right? But Paganini overcame, so he traveled all Europe to play the recital and great thing. So I'm sure Paganini had a practice violin. Paganini had many practice violin to, practice inside of a cottage. So I'm sure he used a lot of plucking, left-handed plucking. That's why he has a lot of new idea. this is Pagani Capri stuff. He invented this left-handed pizzicato. See, so always go for try to overcome the difficulties, right? Sometimes these days, this generation is too comfortable. Too comfortable. These days, right? They don't feel the too cold thing. They don't feel the too hot thing. They feel if it's too hot, oh, I go to like a bank or something. It's a lot of air conditioning, right? And if it's too cold, oh, I go to very oh, my dog is here. Okay, look. This you look. Where are you? Right. Okay. Anyway, so I'm trying to emphasize on the challenging all the time. So if you are be able to have new thing and try for now, and my name, if you search on Youku, I mean there are like more than 500 videos like teaching and demonstrating, and I performed some concerts there. So like 1/3 is a concert and 2/3 is a teaching. So a lot of teaching videos there. So you can learn a lot of like this kind of exercise. Like and I demonstrated like crazy stuff with yesterday and today, and they don't believe what I did that, but it's possible. And I played all 4 octaves on viola. Let's say it's F. It's like all 4 octaves. See, it's crazy, right? But it's possible. Paganini did that, but I'm doing on viola. I'm doing on violin every day, and so it's been like for 2 days, and I taught 9 students, and it's been very good pleasure, and I am happy that I am be able to deliver my intentions. I'm sure that we can do much more, throughout the upcoming event that I'm hoping for. Okay, thank you so much. And I think that if you have some questions, you have my emails. I showed you have it, right? So you can email me, and I can give you more information. Okay. Okay. Oh, your professor? Oh, okay. Thank you so much for inviting me. And I hope that we can always connect it this way. So I hope that I can, give you much more information in, upcoming. Okay. Thank you so much. Okay. Thank you. Bye. 네, 끝났습니다. 네, 이틀 동안 9명의 학생들 무사히 잘 가르쳤습니다. 네, 감사합니다.